Hello and welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's dig into today's topic. We already know how the media operates and how all these crash dummies are going to be expected to be flip-flopping all over the place. So I'll just use this video to demonstrate the games these people are playing to avoid the inevitable. That they set this all in motion, and that when it's all said and done, a lot of people are going to be piggybacking off of what went down with Bill Cosby. Why? Because all these celebrities know what goes down behind closed
Bill
doors.
Cosby's shocking release from prison may impact other celebrity cases, especially disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein.
He's actually celebrating behind bars, says his lawyer, Arthur Idala.
He was happy for Mr. Cosby because he knew he didn't get a fair trial, but he was also happy for personal reasons because it was clear that the issues of Mr. Cosby's case obviously overlapped with the issues of Mr. Weinstein's case.
In Cosby's trial, 4 women, including former supermodel Janice Dickinson, were allowed to testify about so-called prior bad acts. The controversial tactic was also used to bolster the prosecution's case against Harvey Weinstein.
Our biggest fear was, will the judges have the intestinal fortitude to come out and do something dramatic, which is to reverse the decision of a jury? And we're now more confident than ever based on the Cosby decision.
You're at it again. You're bothering people.
Bill Cosby's former co-star Phylicia Rashad is under fire today over her public support for Cosby when she tweeted, "Finally, a terrible wrong has been righted." Pushback on social media was swift. Under the hashtag #BuyPhylicia, there are calls for her to be fired as Dean of Howard University's College of Fine Arts. The 73-year-old actress later tweeted, "I fully support survivors of sexual assault coming forward." Meanwhile, Cosby and his wife Camille are reported to be laying low at their mansion in the picturesque village of Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts.
Lawyers for Ghislaine Maxwell on Friday said the overturning of Bill Cosby's 2018 sexual assault conviction justifies throwing out charges against her, including sex trafficking, stemming from her relationship with the late Jeffrey Epstein. In a letter to the judge, Maxwell's lawyers argued that the British socialite's case had been immunized under Epstein's 2007 non-prosecution agreement, similar to Cosby, who was released from prison Wednesday after Pennsylvania's Supreme Court set a prosecutor's 2005 agreement not to charge him with drugging and assaulting a woman meant he should not have been charged a decade later. They said the Cosby case supported dismissing 4 charges from Maxwell's 8-count indictment, which covers alleged crimes from 1994 and 2004, and could subject her to 80 years in prison. Epstein struck his agreement with federal prosecutors in Florida in exchange for pleading guilty to state prostitution charges. But the judge ruled in April that the agreement did not bind prosecutors in Manhattan, and rejected Maxwell's claim that it covered accused co-conspirators like herself. The Office of U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss in Manhattan declined to comment on the letter from Maxwell's lawyers. Maxwell's trial could begin in November. The 59-year-old has pleaded not guilty.
Isn't it strange watching all these celebrities who once had close ties or relationships with Robert Kelly start to talk about his case, and then you see how their whole attitude has shifted based on what the media is portraying as well? Take a listen.
Federal prosecutors say they have evidence of several previously uncharged crimes committed by R. Kelly, including bribing officials for information and sexually abusing underage boys. One of the new allegations made by prosecutors is that R. Kelly had a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old boy that he met at McDonald's. Why are you still going? Okay, in 2006. We don't get to that bit of me and you. I see this. According to the report, the boy introduced Kelly to another teenage boy around the age of 16 or 17. And allegedly, Kelly also formed a sexual relationship with him and videotaped the boy-on-boy action, the molestation. Are you ladies shocked by this report?
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, this is allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was videotape. So now we know they had a thing for McDonald's, videotaping, and the youngins. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, I've tried to mature y'all. Don't get me wrong. I just like them young too. But I don't get the stealing of youth. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you
it's a control thing.
I get.
Lisa Ray, it's a control thing. Vivica Fox, she don't get the stealing of youth, but she's dated people 20 years younger than her, Lisa Ray included. All these people are so shocked, and they have been in the circle. So what if prosecutors say that Robert Kelly was trafficking at these parties that some of these celebrities such as Claudia Jordan went out their way to be at? Then what would they have to say?
Maybe you want to be with somebody that you say, hey, I've got power, I've got this and the third, but they're kids. These are children that he is
robbing their innocence.
Yes.
They're kids. Where is some fucking kids? Where have we seen one child? I'll wait. But again, people keep getting on their platforms, reiterating this fact, and then when we come out here and just ask simple questions like, well, where are these kids? They have nothing to say.
And so now we have Surviving R. Kelly too. And now it goes to, you know, the guys, and it's just like, has he been diagnosed as a sex addict? I mean, because it's never seemed like it's enough. It's like a story after another story after another story that makes you kind of go, what was really going on?
So you don't stop to start thinking, let's look at the sources of all these stories after stories after stories to find out what's really going on. Instead of continuing to fuel the narrative and gossip about what you think is possibly going on, which is not criminal by the eyes of the law.
These are children that he is
robbing their innocence.
Yes. And so now we have Surviving R. Kelly too. And now it goes to, you know, the guys, and it's just like, has he been diagnosed as a sex addict? I mean, because it's never seemed like it's enough. It's like a story after another story after another story that makes you kind of go, what was really going on?
I think they're so busy condemning him for what we do know, or allegedly what's been going on with the younger.
That's just it. It's not what we know. It's what has been put out there, the narratives and the speculations.
Girls with the tapes that we know now. I had no idea it was boys as well, but I think they're overlooking the mental illness in all of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's not normal.
Right.
It's not normal. And we do know that he said that he was molested by his sister. So we do know what that does to the mind. We do know about his lyrics. We danced to him. Players Club, I danced to it. We know the lyrics. And now somehow when you listen to it, it sounds different because it's like, I thought he was talking about 30-year-old me all this time.
I'm going to hold you there, Miss Lisa Ray, because it's mighty funny. I just seen you do a cameo in music that was wrote by Robert Kelly. But we'll see that later on in the video. But that was the major point I wanted you to take away from what's being said. Because I believe, as I said a long time ago, people are trying to normalize this type of behavior and using certain individuals as the guinea pig, as the person to put all the spotlight on, so we can turn around and say, oh, this person has a problem, when other people are convicted of this problem. And we all know the good old government has no problem using janky-ass informants to facilitate their indictments, period. We watched it play out.
You know that I talked to Angela now. You got to get rid of Mason, and you have to get rid of this public because they are working with Avenatti. This was a whole, like, this Gail King thing. They knew about this from, like, weeks ago. Like, they've been planning this. I know you don't probably want to listen to me, but please, you cannot let him do this interview on Monday. Like, all of this stuff is a plan to just like put you apart and make shit worse.
Cannot let who do an interview?
This Daryl Johnson guy. The guy who's supposed to be like the publicist or whatever.
Rip me apart how?
Get you away.
Rip me apart how?
Like, it's just all things. Like, I don't know.
No. Just be specific. Be specific. Rip me apart how?
I don't know the how.
Okay, I want you to find out. I want you to find out how and let me know.
I want to say I wasn't even talking to the guy for a full 60 seconds before Angelo starts texting me, threatening me. Okay, so you want to go on a nigga channel that only got 1,000 subscribers or whatever, and you want to talk shit. First of all, I was not talking shit. I mean, the problem is, anytime I go to any platform, at this point, they're going to ask me about Angelo Clary because of what's already been said. Because somebody asked me about you, and I wasn't even going to dog Angelo. That was not my intention. But when he started threatening me, talking about, oh, he's going to go on Tasha K, oh, he's going to do, like, for what? You always threatening somebody, blackmailing somebody. He was already mad at me because he claims that somebody told him, or he got his hands on something that basically he was saying that when he was sending people in to infiltrate Rob's camp, that I told him the things that he was telling me. So he was already mad at me from like days before that.
Sorry, no. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. Do not say anything to me. Joy is in jail for assault. So I feel so sorry for the both of you. Don't say anything other to me. I feel bad for you. I know, yes, you do. You knew I was coming up here to get Joy, and you lied to her. Yep. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you, Bear. I'm sorry for you. I am so sorry for you. Oh, it's Bear. It's done. It's done, Bear. It's done. It's over. It's over. You may not even make it to trial. I'm so sorry for you.
Hey, y'all.
People came and watched over my daughter. You know, they know exactly who they is. Robert Shabazz, man, major respect, brother. Thank you. And the other big homies, I won't mention y'all yet. I know y'all said shout y'all out, but I'm not. I'm going to let y'all do that yourself on the next reunion. I thank people that was that know really what's going on in Chicago, what happened, and everything that really kicked off. And I want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all for really opening up and apologizing for the things y'all didn't know, and being man and woman enough to understand that this guy is more than what anybody imagined. This dude is sick, and that he had a lot of people fooled. And there ain't nothing wrong with people being fooled, you know, behind this situation at all. But one thing you gotta understand is always keep an open ear and an open heart to accept the truth. One thing I created, Team Truth, LLC, for the truth. It wasn't putting out to make people look bad, to do nothing. It was to start cleaning up some of the controversy and bullshit that people put out about people. And that's not on the internet. I'm talking about on the streets as well as on the internet. People just talk and talk and talk and talk. And people talk so much that they start learning how to make a lot of truth.
We did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off, we kept that shit going. We got bus drivers, we got police officers, we got assistants, we got friends, we got people to lie, we got the storage, we got motherfucking video, audio.
You know, I received calls in the midst of some things about my daughter's fight, which I wasn't there. I was en route, but I wasn't there when it happened. But I don't speak on my daughter's business. So I didn't know, I didn't see the video. I didn't see any of it. But the difference was, T to, she could narrate whatever she heard. I can't stop nobody if my daughter put it out there. But to use words like, my daughter is an informant for the feds or whatever, I think people should really know what them words mean before you just display them and put that on anybody. And understand what it means. I'm quite sure certain people never that caught up in the moment that much to put out such foul words and language like that, knowing that in communities that we come from, that could wind up having you dead. So I'm just confused on how much you people like to sell their life out for certain things. And I'm not just talking about TK, I'm talking in general. Like, this shit, to a degree, at the end of the day, everybody got kids. People can say what's off limits, what's not. Putting out shit like that on my motherfucking child who don't got nothing to do with it, and in the middle of don't nobody see nobody around her, don't know who's there, and don't know how far away we are. And to put something out there while she in the city that's just as dangerous as my hometown, Baltimore, why would you even say that if there's no clue to that? I don't give a fuck who called that and gave you information. Certain shit, you know how to word it. Now, if you said she was going to the police, the feds there, she was telling them on this situation or on whatever was going on, she was talking to them, that's different. Some of the young lady ain't never been in trouble. What the fuck would she be involved to be informed? A foreman. Your foreman means somebody who's worked and reports to the federal agents information back and forth.
You know what I can't stand? I can't stand no nigga that been knowing your ass since you was a shorty. Know you ignorant as fuck. Know you get dumbass petty. Know you get out your fucking body. Know you don't handle your liquor quite well. Know that you get real fucking ignorant. And after hours you get real unladylike, and the nigga gonna disrespect you in front of everybody, nigga. And they looking at you and they looking at me. And you want me to embarrass you, bitch? Don't you ever disrespect me in your life, nigga. Can't never fucking do nothing fake, you faggot. Go get locked up. Now you think you got some prison balls? You can suck your own prison balls like you was sucking prison balls when you was in prison, bitch.
The only thing I have left is my voice. And now I have to use it for my protection because they left me no choice. See, my work has nothing to do with my private life. So stay the fuck out of my business and tend to your own damn life. So go ahead, say what you wanna say about who I wanna date, but you won't say that shit to my face, cause you know it ain't shit to say. Next nigga bring me some dumb shit, it's gonna be a misunderstanding, cause niggas that listen to dumb shit are niggas that be on that dumb shit. They need a life cause they ain't got no life, so they always conjuring up dumb shit. Blocking my path, they don't know the half, it's all they making assumptions. Just one do assumptions. Cost a man his whole career. Found guilty when you're innocent is the only test I fear. There is one thing that's for sure, and I wanna make this shit clear. I done lived my voice and represented my country for 31 fucking years. Damn it, I admit. Let's go! Break out the food and the drinks, it's gonna be a party. Turn up the music real loud, invite everybody. Go ahead and smoke and play some cards and just make yourself at home. It's okay to take somebody's hand and just get you groove on. Yeah, we're all up in here, timing couldn't be better. I like to see my people come together, talking about prayer.
Live to you
truth is saying lies.
And what is going on?
Break out the food and the drinks, it's gonna be a party. Turn up the music real loud, invite everybody. Go ahead and smoke and play some cards and just make yourself at home. It's okay to take somebody's hand and just get you cool.
To see my people come together.
So do what you wanna do, cause you gon' have a good time when you in front of Snoop.
Because I know Minister Farrakhan, you know, he definitely spoke. I think he had a private meeting with him. Nobody really know what the depths of the meeting went, but I know he did have a meeting with him. But these other ones that was a part of Lifetime and all this shit, we need them. We need them to step up and them to act like they plan a platform. All we do is plan on each other as black people. That's it. For fame and fortune.
See, I made it blatantly clear a long time ago that this whole Me Too movement was hijacked by these other individuals, and this big secret has been covered up all this years to protect certain individuals. And you have all these people jumping out acting like they got amnesia when you can easily pull back all these documents, all these articles that will clearly let you see this trail of where all these tabloids are getting their sourced information and can clearly paint out to you this picture of how this is all politically motivated. All these so-called Jane Does are not credible, and if people did their due diligence and paid attention to some of the janky ass posts these people make, it would be blatantly obvious that it is so clear so much corruption has been going on. And we can speculate all day, but these women are not credible. So to see people like Keith Rainier being associated in Robert Kelly's indictments, there should be no surprise when Bill Cosby is referenced when it comes to these bad act witnesses being used against Kelly. But it's funny these people, celebrity-wise speaking out, don't have anything to say about their bad acts or people they're associated with and all the things they've been associated with. Nor the fact that why is it okay for these Cougars to deem these men predators when they exhibit similar behaviors? Make this shit make sense.
Lord, please forgive me how I'm living. Woo, woo.